For today's cup of coffee, we have something that's interesting that comes from Grunge. Actually, there's quite a few interesting things on that website. And this is written by a lady that I cannot even pronounce her last name. First name is Marita, and the second name is Nordic. And it's Djordjevic. It's Djordjevic. So I don't know.
Oh, fuck that.
And this was written, or is updated on January the 20th, 2022. And the title of the article is Creepy Tales of Movie Set Ghost. Mm-hmm. And link will be in the description box. And I did not use every little snippet from the article. Mm-hmm. Because there were some of them that I'm like, nah, some of this, it's like, no, this doesn't pertain to this. So, we just gonna roll with what we got.
Yes.
Kid's not in a pissy mood. He's just being quiet for the moment.
I'm sick. Just say that I'm sick.
Believe it or not, colds still exist.
Yeah.
And especially when you go from temperatures 80 some down to 50 and 40 some. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, elderberry. Historically, elderberry has been used to treat cold symptoms.
Yes.
So, yeah, good stuff there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start out with this one as far as The Exorcist. That's always a good place to start.
That was a very cursed movie to make.
Yeah, and it says, you probably can add 2 on this.
Not much.
William Friedkin's 1973 film adaptation of the best-selling novel was nominated at the Academy Awards for Best Picture, that's very rare for a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's also heralded by some as being one of the scariest movies ever made. And what some people may not know is that there's an unsettling amount of freak accidents that happened before, during, and after the production of the film. How could it not? I mean, seriously, How could it not? And it says, along with the 9 deaths associated with the movie, actress Ellen Burstyn wrenched her back, and Jason Miller's youngest son, Jordan, was struck and nearly killed by a man on they're calling it a motorbike, so I'm assuming that's a motorcycle.
That's pretty much what a motorbike is.
I know, but I don't know, you know.
It's either that or a fucking scooter.
Friedkin had stated to Entertainment Weekly, quote, one day at 4 in the morning, I got a call from a production manager, and he said, don't bother coming to work this morning. The set is burning to the ground right now as we speak, end quote.
Now, how the fuck did that happen?
It says, sure enough, the entire set burned to the ground after a pigeon flew into a light box and caused a short circuit.
You dumb fuck.
Everything burned except for the bedroom used for the exorcism scenes.
Except for the pigeon.
I'd say the pigeon pretty well was a little bit barbecued there.
Tasty.
And it says that Friedkin dismisses any notion that the set was actually haunted. Of course he does, because you've always got that kind. Then we have The Omen, and this was 1976 and revolves around a kid named Damien, who was supposed to be the son of the devil.
Yeah.
Do your thing. It's all for you, Damien.
It's all for you, Damien. It's all for you.
It's a freaky movie.
Jump.
Now we're talking about the original. As far as I don't know that I've watched the remakes. I don't do remakes.
I'm not interested in it. And I played Lucius, which is based off The Omen. Meh.
You played Lucius? What do you mean you played Lucius?
The game Lucius.
Oh, I don't know. So anyhow, those of you who are gamers out there, you'll understand. I don't. It's a different language. It's like Nordic for me. Anyhow, many believe that the movie set itself was cursed. It says 2 months before filming, Gregory Peck, who played Damien's father, suffered his own loss. His son committed suicide.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then you've got the fact that the subject matter...
Sewer slide, my bad, censors. Sewer slide.
What? Oh. Anyhow, it says the subject matter, of course, there in the movie is as far as possibility of his son being the devil and him having to try to take care of that situation.
It ain't the devil. It's
the son of the devil. Well, all right, it's a minor devil. How's that?
A little Satan. Not a lot of Satan, just a little Satan.
So how hard would that have been for Gregory Peck to have to try to play that character after his son had actually,
Yeah.
suicided? Does that work? Okay. It says that once production finally started, 2 separate planes that flew Peck and the movie screenwriter David Seltzer were both struck by lightning. 2 of them.
Maybe they should have, not made the movie.
And it says not long after that, executive producer Mace Newfield's plane was also struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Maybe God was telling them something there.
Yeah.
And it says that Gregory Peck had canceled a flight reservation of his, only to later learn that his plane had crashed and killed everyone that was aboard.
Loves it. So he barely missed it.
So, and it says on the first day of shooting, a head-on car collision injured a lot of crew members. Then 2 weeks after filming was completed, the zookeeper that was in charge of the baboon scene at the zoo was eaten alive by a lion.
What the fuck?
Now that baboon scene, that was legit, wasn't it?
And
that
which
the animals
movie was this again?
The Omen.
Okay, I don't remember that scene in The Omen. I really don't.
Oh, that was where they were driving through this zoo thing, and these baboons started attacking the car.
Oh, I'm sure that was real.
Yeah, I think that was what I had heard, that was not scripted in any way, that happened.
Yeah, how'd they tame them down?
I don't know. I think
Darts.
that's what I was going to say. Have some of those tranquilizer darts could come in handy. So that, but
just
yeah,
with a straw and a little dart.
And you can watch that movie, and there's just a really creepy feeling about that movie, all of it.
Same for Rosemary's Baby.
Yes, we're going to get to that
and
one.
The Exorcist.
Well, The Exorcist, honestly, of those 3, The Exorcist has a less creepy feeling to it than the others.
Which is fucked up. That's weird.
No, not really, when you go back to the book. Because the possession was honestly not the highlight of it. It was a question of faith. Read the book. For somebody who has not read it, read it. It's not like the movie. I mean, it's sort of kind of like the movie in a lot of ways. But of course, Hollywood wants to sell tickets, so you've got all the
glitz and glamour. And
well, you do, and the special effects,
disgusting, and
but
over exaggeration.
The book, honestly, is one of the best books I have ever read. So I urge anybody, and the fact that Blatty was thinking of becoming a priest, and that explains his knowledge of a lot of things in that book.
Yeah.
All right, then moving on, we've got Ed and Lorraine Warren may well have blah, blah, blah. It says Ed and Lorraine Warren may very well be 2 of the best known real-life paranormal investigators, and their experience with the Perrone family in the 70s served as the basis for the 2013 movie The Conjuring.
Oh, hell.
And I haven't seen that one, but you said that it's not. No, I didn't. I asked you about it, and you said it wasn't worth seeing.
It's all right, but I wish it was a little bit more accurate to the actual story. But they say that it's accurate as hell, but I'm like,
I don't know.
the damn doll was a Raggedy Ann. Why'd you make it like a creepy motherfucking puppet type thing?
Well, I don't know.
Like, bruh.
Well, now that very well could have been a trademark thing. It really could have, because I think that the Raggedy Ann, that has been around for a very long time, and that style of doll very well may have a trademark on it. So that in itself could have. I mean, would you, if you had a high-selling doll, would you want it associated with a paranormal?
It's not high-selling anymore.
Oh, the hell it ain't. They still people that they're doing the retro stuff, and so yes, they do get the Raggedy Ann and Raggedy
Ann, other than the fact that it was based on, like, Raggedy Ann now is associated, whether it wanted to be or not, it's associated with the story of Annabelle.
Anyhow, going on to this, there was Vera Farmiga.
You're looking at me.
Yes, Farmiga, who played
Flamingo.
That sounds good. Who played Lorraine? Told the story of a phone call with the movie's director, James Wan, and she stated, "I had just been researching Lorraine. I was on the computer and I had closed it. We had our conversation and I opened the computer screen and there were 3 digital claw marks from the upper right diagonal to the lower left." End quote.
Digital claw marks?
That's what I wondered. How do you do that?
Like, did it scratch the camera?
I don't know.
Bruh.
I mean, as far as the screen, I don't know how you do that. It says once shooting was completed, this same lady went home and woke up the next morning with 3 claw mark bruises across her thigh.
Yeah, you don't fuck with that doll. Zach Baggins actually touched it.
Well, you know,
and it zapped his car.
He doesn't have good sense on some of this. I don't know.
He got like in a trance by it or something, and then touched it, and then immediately was like, "Oh fuck! Did I just touch the thing?"
He needs a handler. He needs somebody to just sort of slap him upside the head and go, "Get over this. Get away from this. You're a dumbass." You know, put a shock collar on him or something.
No, down boy.
Really?
Down boy. Back.
All right. It says that producer Rob Cowan stated that the Warrens had an artifact room filled with allegedly possessed items. So they started it first. Zach just took up where they left off. It says this was recreated on set, and said that there was a wooden pig that they had in there that everyone swore that it would move around the room. It would be there, and then they'd come back, and it would have moved someplace else. What is with the demonic pigs? That's been a theme. Well, that's a biblical theme, even.
I have the body of a pig.
All right, then we have from the movie The Crow. I love that movie. I do. And I didn't realize this. Writer James O'Barr conceived of the cult comic book after his fiance's death when he was just 18.
Oh, shit.
And the comic book was a way to cope for him after suffering the tragedy. It makes perfect sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And says that
then it causes tragedy.
The narrative follows a murdered man who has come back from the dead to avenge his and his fiance's brutal murders. And in early 1993, the filming began with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, cast as the lead. And that they said when they had set up pre-production offices, they had a voicemail that said, "Don't make this movie, bad things will happen." That's not threatening or ominous at all, now is it?
No, totally not.
So then, there on the first day of filming, there was a carpenter that had suffered serious burns. And it says there were other countless freak accidents. And then, of course, on the day that Brandon Lee was supposed to be shot by a prop gun, a slug had become lodged in the barrel, and so shooting the blank propelled the slug, which killed him. I remember when that happened, I just cried hysterically. What was weird, he was 23. When his father died, he was 32, if you want to go into that. Yeah.
Damn. I wonder, like, how did they make the rest of the movie then? Because that was pretty early in filming that he died.
Absolutely. And as far as some of the computer things, now this is back in 93, that they took like little snippets from other scenes and stuff and sort of pieced it together. And you don't know.
They should have just scrapped it after that happened.
That would have been a huge disservice to everybody had they just scrapped it. Really. And it says that parallel to the story, that Brandon had been set to marry his own fiancee later that month. Yeah.
Damn.
There's a lot of people.
Cursed.
That is an awesome movie. I mean, it really is. Especially the line, and I hope I don't totally, mess it up, said that, mother is the name of God on the lips of every child. That's a very sobering and very realistic quote. Yeah. It's an awesome movie.
Damn.
If you've not watched it for a while, go back and watch it. And then we had, there's some of them, like I said, that I didn't use. Some of them, it was like, no, this doesn't belong here. We don't.
She crossed out a shit ton of them.
I did, because some of them, I'm like, if I don't know about a movie, if I've never seen it, why would I try to talk about it? I don't know. I just like that. Amityville. The Amityville.
I haven't watched it.
In 1970, you've never seen the original Amityville horror?
No.
I have failed you as a parent. Oh my God, how did that slip past me? We will correct that tomorrow.
That depends on how I feel. You already tortured me enough tonight.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
It stressed me. I am sick, and you know that. And you decided to stress me the fuck out? Yes, let's make the child even more sick.
I read the book.
Let's debilitate him.
I read the book when I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Well, good for you. I didn't want to.
Because I was just odd. I was always odd. And it says in 1977, writer Jay Anson shocked the public with the release of his book, The Amityville Horror, which depicted real-life hauntings at the house of 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, a suburb of Long Island, New York. And by 1979, the movie came out. And the film sets of both the original movie and its remake in 2005 were home to some paranormal occurrences. It says director Stuart Rosenberg tried getting approval to shoot the original film in the house itself, but the city denied entrance, wanting to distance itself from any possible negative press.
What? What?
I think it's a little too late for that.
Yeah.
And it says that the movie's lead, James Brolin, initially didn't want to sign on to the project because he was worried that the movie would be too hokey. And it said that the director persisted, giving Brolin the book to read at home. And during a particularly scary part, Brolin recalls a pair of pants, which he had hung up, suddenly dropped to the ground. And he took that as a sign that he should accept the part. And he actually did a really good job, playing that part. He did. Hey, if that's what he took, it's all right. Now, in the remake, it says that actor Ryan Reynolds...
don't remake the shit.
I don't think
Don't ever remake shit.
Had stated that a lot of the crew were waking up at 3:15 in the morning, which was when all the atrocities in the house took place.
Coincidence?
I don't know.
Fuck not.
The weirdest one was that during the filming of the remake, that Kathy Lutz, who was in the original, that she was one of the ones that it happened to, died.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not ominous, is it?
No. I don't think I don't, like I said, I don't like remakes. And there's been a lot of controversy about the Amityville thing, whether it was real, whether it wasn't, whether it was embellished, whatever. It's still a damn good book, and it's a damn good movie.
Yes.
So
I'm sure it is.
Then we've got, as far as Poltergeist, this one you could do a whole cup of coffee on this one by itself.
Didn't she die before the third movie?
During the making of 1982's Poltergeist, producer Steven Spielberg famously used real skeletons for one particular scene.
You dumb fuck. You tortured the poor, what was her name? Shelley Duvall.
That wasn't Shelley. You're on the totally wrong movie. This is Poltergeist. Shelley
It's
Duvall.
the same director.
Okay. No, that was Kubrick.
Is that not what you said?
Poltergeist. You're thinking of The Shining. The Shining was Kubrick.
Okay, yeah. Fuck you either way.
Steven Spielberg did nothing to you. He did nothing to you.
You desecrated actual human skeletons. How the fuck dare you?
Body brokers. There's a market for it. Now we know how he got the skeletons.
Baby heads in the
He
ceiling.
had. It says actress Jo Beth Williams had stated that she thought the skeletons were fake and that the prop department had made them. And then later when she found out that they were real skeletons bought very cheaply, that it really grossed her out. Yeah.
I would have been like, y'all are disturbing as fuck for using real skeletons. I'm out.
Now, y'all can go back to the one about the video about the body brokers for the latest prices on body parts. They must have been cheaper back during the 80s.
$20 a head.
Possibly. And it says that...
How much was $20 worth in the 80s?
$20.
That's how much $20 is worth in the 80s?
Yeah, $20 was $20 then, just like it was, isn't it?
It's not worth $20 now. You can't get shit with $20.
It's like, which is heavier, a pound of lead or a pound of feathers? All right, you got...
the pound of lead.
A pound is a pound. It doesn't matter. We're not talking volume. We're talking about weight.
You talk about mass. Mass.
I don't want to hear about your three-way mirror no more. It says...
It's glass.
New-
A three-way mirror is glass. You see right through the fucker. It's fucking transparent.
A pound
A window.
of lid.
Glass.
Numerous deaths, of course, surrounding the cast and the freaky accident.
I hope I blow that mic out with that.
With you, good, you got money, so you can buy some new.
Yes.
And a freaky accident during the filming. And says actor Oliver Robbins, he must have played the little boy there. He was almost choked to death by an animatronic clown during one scene. Of course, because clowns are evil, it doesn't matter what form that they take.
That's your opinion.
And he stated, what happened was that the contraption got caught around his neck. It says, I was in a tight, confined space under the bed, and it was almost like a car accident, end quote. So that's, yeah. And it says, along with actress Dominique Dunn tragically passing away after her boyfriend strangled her shortly after filming, it's the death of lead child star Heather O'Rourke in 1988 that raises most eyebrows. She died at the age of 12 from cardiac arrest after experiencing septic shock from a congenital bowel obstruction without any prior symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she died.
Yeah, I mean, that was just really...
Would you say that was the second or third one?
What? It says in 88, so that was probably... I think it was the third one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know she was in the second movie, but I didn't know if she was in the third.
And then you have, according to Haunted Hollywood, Stage 28 of Universal Studios in Los Angeles has a long-running horror history attached to it, and it's home to various classics. These are the ones that are near and dear to me, such as Frankenstein, Dracula, we're talking Bela Lugosi here, The Mummy, The Wolfman, and in 1925, The Phantom of the Opera starring Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney was just amazing. And that the stage itself was specifically built 2 years prior to The Phantom of the Opera to realistically depict the interior of the grandiose opera house and its labyrinth of an underground lair. And that the soundstage was still in use all the way up until 2000. We're in the 2000s, right? 2014.
We are currently in the 2020s.
And it says in 2014, Universal Studios decided to demolish it, which is sad.
Dumb fucks.
But it says dozens of employees and guests, from set designers to security guards, then came forward and said that they had spotted the ghost of a man wearing a black cape scurrying high overhead on the catwalks, and that is believed to be the ghost of Lon Chaney. which that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It says, while the soundstage was destroyed, that the Phantom set pieces are rumored to have been removed and preserved. I hope that's so.
Yeah.
You know, in those early films, what they would do, they would reuse sets and props and everything over and over. So it would be awful to have those things lost.
Oh, yeah.
And the last one we have is about Rosemary's Baby. You leaning over
His
like you're going to
eyes.
say something.
What'd you do to his eyes?
And it says
What happened to his eyes?
In 2017, Vanity Fair dubbed Roman Polanski's 1968 movie Rosemary's Baby the most cursed hit movie ever made. That's what they wrote. I don't give a shit about Vanity Fair or why they would wait until 2017. Anyhow, it says the first unlucky victim was the movie's composer that I am not even going to try to pronounce because it's another one of those names that's got K's and Z's and R's.
Let me see it. Where is it? That's Scrabble.
Yeah. Anyhow, the composer who in 1968, after roughhousing at a party, fell off a rocky embankment into a 4-month
I think it's
coma.
Christoph?
It may be. Comida or something.
Christoph Comida, I think.
And anyhow, after the coma, this was the same situation of Levin's witches that they used to kill Rosemary's suspicious friend in the book. To have them fall off of a rocky something and go into a coma. Never regained...
Sus.
What?
Little sus.
Never regaining consciousness, dude passed away the following year. It says then the film's next victim was producer William Castle, who in 1968 fell sick with kidney stones. Now, I don't know exactly what they mean falling sick with kidney stones.
You've had kidney stones. You've fallen sick with them before. I sure
It's
as
just a
hell
matter of
have.
having them. I mean, you know.
The fuck you say? It's a full-on experience. It's a full-on roller coaster ride. That's from hell. You're bent over, pain, ripping you from the inside out. Bleh.
Yes. But not all of them.
That's falling ill. That's falling ill with a fucking
true.
kidney stone.
Yes, it's true. Anyhow, it is said that while delirious in the hospital, he hallucinated scenes from the movie and was said to have yelled, "Rosemary, for God's sake, drop the knife." That'd be a hell of a thing to say. If I'm hallucinating, I want it to be something much better than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Kitty!
That was a sleepwalk. That was sleepwalk. And then it says, of course, the most publicized incident was the fate of Sharon Tate, who was Roman Polanski's pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she had starred in The Valley of the Dolls and actually had sort of wanted to play the lead role of Rosemary, but the movie theater or the production thing, which was Paramount, went with Mia Farrow. And they said that Tate would sort of loiter around the set, and some said that she became increasingly obsessed with the occult. That's disturbing.
Y'all should have let her play Rosemary.
And then, of course, she was brutally murdered at the hands of the Manson family in 1969. Mm-hmm. Not only was she murdered, but the baby was murdered.
Yeah. Disgusting.
It was disgusting. So, different types of haunted movies. Well, both of us are sort of,
You got me sick this time.
Oh, no.
You got me sick this time.
It's always you, because you always be drinking my drink.
The hell you say?
You be drinking my drink?
The hell you say? You were the one that fell ill this time first.
I don't know that it was me. I don't know that it was me.
Who showed symptoms first? You. You were the one that fell ill first.
It could have been. But I don't drink your drink. You just still drink my drink.
The hell you say you don't drink my drink? That's why you mean like, give me some of that.
No, I don't do that. I do not do that.
Yeah, you ask a little more politely than that.
Oh, anyhow, do you have anything else to add on any of these?
I got pneumonia. I got pneumonia. And I'm sick.
You don't have the pneumonia.
No, I got cold.
Yeah. So
There's
if
a
you've
hair
had,
in the
of
fucking
course, we have
microphone.
cats. There's hair on everything.
All over
If
the
you've had
microphone.
experiences with the paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens,
Oh, the
cryptids,
tears,
if you
the
have,
weepy eyes.
if you have any home remedies for
Help
cold,
me.
if you have any
Help
other
me.
stories about haunted movie sets or anything like that, if you've got local, regional, family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the email is always there in the description box, so you don't have to try to remember it. Know that you're loved.
Yeah.
Know that if you need prayers, you can definitely email us because we certainly have had plenty of experience with that.
Yes.
I had tortured child
Nice.
earlier today because if you've never seen it, Stephen King, I think it was, what did they say? That it was it 2002?
Yeah, 2002.
That he did a made-for-TV miniseries. It was called Rose Red. It's great.
Stressed
It's
me the fuck out. Stressed me the fuck out, and that. I'm glad your fingers got chopped off, motherfucker. I would, but the way that you were acting, I would have just took them and I'm like,
So King has this
shut the
way
fuck up.
of making the bad guys, the villains, they are so beyond hateable. And
yet he let him live.
but
He let him live.
But he was
He had 2 minutes of
was-
being good
right. But that shows that he was
because she
had
spared
redemption.
his ass.
Right, that he was worthy of redemption. But if you haven't seen that, and I did look
Him and
online as far as trying to find, because we have Roku and also have Amazon Prime, and neither of those were showing this. They do have the DVDs for sale at a stupid price on Amazon, so I don't know what happened to that. I found mine several years ago at a not stupid price.
At a reasonable price.
But it's worth watching. It truly is.
So what, is it like a rare movie now?
I don't know. That's probably like The Name of the Rose that with Sean Connery. I have been trying to find a copy of that for years now.
All they have to do is look up Stephen King Rose Red movie
Uh-huh.
to distinguish the two.
Okay.
So that should not be rare. It should not be.
Right, but I'm just saying, as far as the DVDs on Amazon, they were going for like $40-some. That's expensive in my world.
It is expensive. I was willing to pay $40 for a CD, but I was like, not right now.
But like I
Not
said,
right now.
the Name of the Rose with Sean Connery, that is such a good movie. Christian Slater was in it.
Sean Connery.
And it's like, monk version of Sherlock Holmes. It was great.
It's Sean Connery.
It's Sean Connery. Yeah, I mean, it's... And I love the Sean Connery, but I'm not willing to pay $60 or $70 for a movie.
Hell no.
But it really is a good movie.
Yeah.
So, that's for another day.
My throat.
Know that you're loved. I'm going to like hot teas and different things like that. Hot lemonade will be good.
I was about to say accommodate. That's not the right word. Commandeer the bathroom for like 3 hours.
Well, go ahead and do your... He's going to take a hot bath.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do your spiel.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good... Stay healthy. Help me. Help me. She got me sick.
Black elderberry. It really does. It's some good stuff. We'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Did you do your spiel? Okay. I'm in the bath.